Have you recently left your job? Maybe you're starting a new one, maybe you're not, but you've got this 401k sitting at your old job that you do not know what to do with. Well, that's what this video is about, and I've got some answers for you. Welcome to the Freedom Strategy. My name is Heather, and I am here to help people create multiple streams of income so they can live the life of freedom and flexibility that they want. And a lot of times, that flexibility includes a 401k. Now, like I said, I've got a lot of options for you. What the heck do you do with that 401k that's sitting at your old job? I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I am going to tell you your options and the pros and cons of the various choices that you may have out there. Now, let's talk about the first option, cash it out. You can do that, you certainly can. Just be well aware that you will pay a 10% penalty and you will be paying taxes for the entire amount that you cash out. So I don't recommend that option, but it certainly is an option for you. I have some other choices for you that actually will help you use that money if you need it to start a business. So make sure to stay tuned for that. But as far as just cashing it out, there's a pretty steep price to pay for that. Now, just a side note, this is not about the CARES Act that was established because of COVID, because some people needed money for emergency circumstances. There are some rules tied to that. I'm not covering that in this particular video. So if that's what you're here for, there are a lot of other videos out there on that. This is for more traditional. You have a 401k, don't know what to do with it when you left your job or are moving to a new job. Now let's talk about that option. When you move to your new job, and I've gone from a lot of corporate jobs to other corporate jobs. Back in my attorney days, I certainly did that. And my husband's also gone from multiple different corporate jobs to other corporate jobs. And you know how it goes, right? The HR person comes in, they have their financial person come in. They talk all about how you should transfer your 401k from your old job to them. And it's true, you can, but what is annoying is that they kind of make it sound like that's your only choice. It is not your only choice. It could be the right choice for you, but it's not your only choice. But let's talk about how that works. If you have your old 401k from your old business, yes, you can transfer it to your new business 401k, and then they will have control over it. And your choices for how to invest that money will be limited to what your new job offers. Those might be great choices, but they also might not be. So just be aware that you do not have to do that change. Now, why would you? Well, a little bit of a branch off on that is you actually can choose to leave it with your old employer. Believe it or not, you can. Generally, I don't recommend that because, you're gone, you're not there anymore. But there are circumstances that it might be helpful to you. If that old employer has a really fantastic plan and has access to some investment opportunities that you will not otherwise get, well, it might be worth it to leave it there. Likewise, when you switch it to your new company, they might have some really good choices for you and have access to some funds or some investment opportunities that also might be good for you. So you do want to look at the options that are out there for you and pick which one of those two options are best. Again, that's if you're either going to leave your 401k at your old employer or move to your new employer's 401k. But those aren't the only choices. I've got more where those came from. The next option I want to talk about is transferring your 401k from your old job to an IRA. Now, this is really easy to do, and it provides some real benefits. There are many companies are out there that allow you to do this, Fidelity and E-Trade and you name it. They all just kind of line them up for you, make it super easy for you to do. Here are the advantages of doing that. You have control over what investments you want to make. So if you are the type of person who actually wants control of their retirement money, what investments is going into, what percentages are going to go there, you can buy individual stocks, you can buy funds, you can do all kinds of things if you move it into your own 401k. You can also invest in properties. There are lots of different things that you can do with a rollover IRA. Now, there are a couple of drawbacks to doing that. Number one, like I said, you have to be pretty actively involved in doing that. So if you're not that type, then I would not pick that choice. But if you really do want to have a hand in what your investments are and have many, many choices for you, that's probably a good choice. The other drawback is that it actually has a little bit less, this is kind of a way out there drawback, by the way, but it has a little bit less of protection against creditors. So if that company goes belly up and all these creditors are after the money, the IRA money is not protected to the same level that the 401k money is protected. So at least know that, be aware of that. And then also, my understanding is you cannot take a loan against an IRA. I'm not 100% sure that's true, but I'm pretty sure that's true. But you can with a 401k for certain things. So just balance those out and see which one you think will be the most beneficial to you. And the last option I want to talk about, and this is one that's not talked about quite a lot because some people they get a little bit scared about this one. And this is if you have left your job, whether it was on your terms or their terms, and you really want to start your own company, you can actually use that 401k or an IRA and roll it into what is called a ROBS account. And it's a rollover business startup account. I personally did this and I am so thrilled with it. It allowed me to invest my money in me. That's my favorite place to invest it because I have a lot of faith in my abilities and my businesses. So if you want to start your own business and you have retirement funds, this is a fantastic way to do it. There is no 10% penalty. There is no, you have to pay taxes right when you use it. Now, it is a rather complex procedure. So I actually used a professional to help guide me through it. Again, even though I'm an attorney and I'm fairly well versed in this kind of thing, I still felt like I didn't want to get into trouble with the IRS. This is totally legit and above board, but there are some details and some nuances. You have to start a C Corp and not an LLC. So there are some things that have to be done. So I actually hired the guys at Guidant. I will put a link to them below. In fact, I have a handout below also. That handout gives you lots of information about this option if you want to start your own business. I also have a video up here specifically on what the ROBS does and how it works. And so that is another fantastic way if you want to start your own business and you want to pay yourself as an employee. The ROBS account is the way to go. I hope this video enlightened you as to what choices you have out there. Obviously, you need to pick what is right for you. I've kind of done all of the above, and yes, that even includes one 401k I have that I cashed out to use it to invest in property before I knew that there were other options. So my bad. Yes, I paid a penalty. Yes, I paid my taxes at that time. That was not pleasant. So hindsight 2020, I would never do it that way again, but I have done everything else. So hopefully you found this information helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you next time on the Freedom Strategy.